Welcome to San Diego. The playoffs are on the line as the all-time Buffalo Bills visit the all-time LA San Diego Chargers. Week 14 of the year. 5-7 Buffalo, 6-6 LA San Diego. Eric Moulds from the goal line returns to about the 14 where Phillips makes the stop. In the middle of a Buffalo free fall, the Bills have benched Hall of Famer Jim Kelly for the 2024 NFL MVP, Josh Allen. He threw for 76 yards and a touchdown late in the game last week against the Titans Oilers in a blowout loss at home, 21-7. It was their fourth loss in a row, and now the Bills, outside of running the table, will essentially be eliminated from the playoffs in short order. O.J. Simpson on the call, and he is buried to the 26. One of the great running backs of all time begins with a gain of a dozen and a Buffalo first down. Bills at their own 26. 1st and 10 and a run to O.J. again, who has a huge hole to the 40 and is hammered by Weddle on a gain of another 19. Boy, O.J. Simpson, the only running back in league history to run for over 2,000 yards in a 14-game season, was the MVP of 73 when he ran for 2,003 yards. An incredible running back, especially considering the lack of talent he had around him in the 70s. Check down to one of the best tight ends in franchise history. 9-yard gain to Dawson Knox. He joins Kincaid as the two tight end package for Buffalo. Stephon Diggs, Cookie Gilchrist, Andre Reed, and the legendary O.J. Simpson round out the starting offense for the Bills. Billy Shaw and Joe DeLamielleure are the two Hall of Fame linemen for the Buffalo offense as well. Play fake to Simpson, who lost the ball on a fumble. Sean Merriman picks it up, and Merriman has no one in front of him. It's a scoop and score. Touchdown Chargers. Josh Allen was immediately blitzed by one of the great linebackers of all time. A strip sack from Junior Seau, and Merriman with the lights-out dance in the Charger end zone. Dicker drills the extra point as the all-time Charger defense scores an early touchdown in San Diego. Well, Sean Merriman had a short-lived career with the Chargers, but helped guide the Chargers to maybe their best season of all time in 2006 when he led the league with 17 sacks. The all-time Buffalo Bills join the all-time Chargers as two of the 12 NFL franchises without a single Super Bowl. That pass to C.V. Johnson complete for the gain of 5. Junior Seau makes the stop. And Seau will join Eric Weddle, Derwin James, Sean Merriman, and Gil Byrd for the 22nd overall all-time Charger defense. These are two of the original AFL franchises who met in the AFL title game in 1964 and 1965, and the Bills won both of them to claim their only two franchise championships. Cromartie with a tackle for loss. But in the Super Bowl era, these franchises have no championship wins. The Bills got there 4 times in the 90s, the Chargers once in 1994, the year after the four-peat for Buffalo, as Reed is short of the first down. And these two franchises have been marred by playoff collapses, despite the overwhelming talent both clubs have had over the years. Brian Moorman drives the punt away to Keith Lincoln. He retrieves at the 28 and brings it back to the 35. The captain of Air Coryell, Dan Fouts, takes the field for the all-time Chargers. A brilliant season, 2,915 yards, 19 touchdowns, trailing only Patrick Mahomes for the most in the all-time roster's franchise. 6 picks and a passer rating of 101.2, both top 7 in the league. First down, Fouts on a straight drop. Looking downfield, he has time and lobs it into traffic. Knocked away by Nate Odoms. In the AFC, the top 4 in this picture are in the division leading race right now. Pittsburgh, Tennessee, Houston, Miami, and Kansas City. The Browns in the 5 spot of the first wild card position, and the Patriots are the second wild card team at 7 Chargers would join them in that record with a win today. Fouts lobs it to Keenan Allen. He makes the catch, turns the corner, and Keenan Allen is gone. 65 yards for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, just a third-round pick in 2013, became the favorite target immediately of Phillip Rivers and had a phenomenal decade-long career in San Diego and L.A. He won the box out over number 42, Butch Bird, and runs it all the way for a Charger touchdown. That is his fourth of the year. Less than 4 minutes into the game, and San Diego LA has a 2-score lead. 65 yards today, nearly 600 yards on the season, trailing only Lance Allworth for the most on the Charger roster. Eric Moulds returns to the 21-yard line. And Buffalo with Josh Allen will begin their third drive, having lost a fumble and given up the long touchdown off the punt. Really a disastrous start for a team that has to win this one today to stay alive in the postseason race. Allen guns it to Diggs, who's got a first down to the 36-yard line. That was a popular connection in the 2020s. Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs. Diggs with Allen made the Pro Bowl in each of his 4 seasons with Buffalo. Gut run to Thomas, who gains a couple on the ground. Khalil Mack with the tackle. Second down and 8 yards to go. Nick Rice on hand, 78-degree day and beautiful, crystal clear blue skies from Southern California. O.J. Simpson to the 43.
Number 32 gets the call on the run. 5-yard gain on the play.
All-time Buffalo Bills are 15th in the league in third downs at 39%. To switch it up, they'll line up with the Wildcat. Motion from Thomas. O.J. Simpson running right, breaks a tackle, and is short of the marker. Eric Weddle comes in, Hall of Fame All-Decade Teamer, the 2010s. A phenomenal safety in his era, there to bring him down short of the marker, and Mormon is in again. Mormon belts the ball away. Spiraling punt into the hands of Lincoln at the 15. He is spilled by Green at the 20. All-time Chargers offense loaded with Hall of Fame talent. They rank 4th in yardage and 9th in points this season. They'll begin their next drive with their own 20. Straight ahead run to one of the best running backs of all time. 5-yard gain from LT. Darryl Talley with the stop. Keenan Allen and Charlie Joyner are the receivers for this Chargers offense today. Antonio Gates at tight end. And Lincoln joins that guy, Hall of Famer from TCU, LaDainian Tomlinson. Chargers are down Kellen Winslow to a broken collarbone and Lance Allworth to a dislocated hip. Both legendary pass catchers will return for the regular season finale for the Chargers. They certainly hope they're still alive for the playoffs then. First down run from Tomlinson. Likewise, a record-breaking tailback. He has the most total touchdowns in a season in NFL history. Fouts on a first down, completes to Gates over the middle, and he is spilled to the 45.
Number 14 goes complete.
First grab of the day, 37th of the season. Certainly a fabulous effort considering the injury to Kellen Winslow. Gates, an outstanding number 2 tight end for this franchise. Fouts with the blitz coming. Drops it off to Paul Lowe, who spins to the 50. And is wrapped up with a 43 by Darius. First quarter complete. It is all Chargers in San Diego. Chargers 14, Bills 0. Second quarter coming up next. The all-time Bills and the all-time Chargers, 2 of the original franchises in 1960 out of the 8-team AFL, American Football League. Fouts on a first down, finds Allen over the middle. We've got a man down, a 4-yard gain as Allen runs through Tre'Davious White, who is shaken up on the play. Bills already shorthanded with injuries today in the secondary, and White is now the newest member down for Buffalo. Fouts incomplete, third down coming up.
Number 14.
Buffalo's been down Nate Clemens to a dislocated ankle, George Sames to broken ribs, Henry Jones early in the year to an abdominal tear. Really a rough year for the Bills secondary. Joyner with the catch is well short of the first down, setting up one of the best long ball kickers in the history of the game. This is the former undrafted free agent out of Texas, Cameron Dicker, 54 yards away, and he missed it wide left.
The kick is no good.
He was one of only 3 kickers in the whole league without a miss this year until he blows it off the left side. He was 15 of 15 going into that kick and drilled a couple game winners, notably the victory at Denver in Week 5 in overtime was his big make, as Diggs gains a couple. Cameron Dicker, certainly one of the great long ball kickers ever, has the franchise record for field goal makes from 50 or longer. That is well within his range, and there certainly is not much wind to affect the kick either. Certainly a fortuitous kick for Buffalo. O.J. Simpson on the call, gains a couple. Joey Bosa makes the stop.
3-yard gain on the play.
2 Hall of Fame defenders for the Chargers franchise. Fred Dean, who played 7 years with the Chargers from 75 to 81, and Junior Seau, who manned the middle for 13 years with San Diego. Thurman Thomas short of the marker. The Bills could do nothing off the miss from Dicker, and Mormon is in for his 3rd punt of the ballgame. Direct snap to the Hall of Fame all-decade teamer out of Pittsburgh State. Drives it to Lincoln to the 10, runs right through a defender. Fabulous return to the 22, but a flag is thrown. First of the day. Sean Phillips commits the clipping penalty, the Chargers' 20th flag of the year. That is among the most in the all-time roster franchise. They've struggled in that category and in the turnovers. Fouts out of the gun, fires to Joyner over the middle, and he is spilled at the 24. First down, San Diego.
13-yard gain on the play.
Charlie Joyner, one of 4 Hall of Fame pass catchers for this Chargers offense. Another one is the man in motion, Antonio Gates. Fouts with plenty of time, lobs it to Gates, who makes the catch. Gain of 18 on the play. Antonio Gates was acquired as an undrafted free agent in 2003. He was a basketball player at Kent State, and somehow Marty Schottenheimer, the Chargers brass, found him. He became one of the best tight ends of all time. 7-yard gain. Gates joined LT as a fabulous 1-2 tandem of Hall of Fame greats for this franchise for a decade. Antonio Gates with 116 touchdown catches, most by a tight end in NFL history. LT for a couple. And with a bit over 3 minutes to play in the half, all-time Chargers, already up 2 touchdowns, are back in Buffalo territory with 3rd and inches. Blitz. Fouts looking and throwing to Antonio Gates again. First down and more to the Buffalo 35. Led by Dan Fouts, the all-time Chargers, #1 in total offense throughout just about all of the early 1980s. He was a phenomenal quarterback, and in fact, as Gates makes the catch here, Dan Fouts in 1982 racked up the most yards per game passing in NFL history at the time, certainly one of the best quarterbacks ever. Henry Jones is shaken up for Buffalo, adding to the laundry list of injuries in that Bills secondary. We'll check in on him later in the game to see his status, whether or not he and Tre'Davious White can return to the game for Buffalo. Charlie Joyner makes the catch. Timeout called by the Bills' Marv Levy as he is wrapped up at the 10. Marv Levy, greatest coach in Buffalo history, got in the 4 Super Bowls. Slant to Allen, touchdown. Keenan Allen back in the end zone, one of the best route runners of his era, beats Butch Bird inside and scores a touchdown for San Diego. 2nd of the day and the 5th of the year for the perennial Pro Bowler out of California. 2:12 remaining in the half. Keenan Allen today has 3 receptions for 79 yards and 2 touchdowns. Nick Rice on hand. It is a Chargers blowout. 21-0 the lead for San Diego, LA. Eric Moulds downs the ball in the end zone. Josh Allen, first-round pick out of Wyoming in 2018. One of the best dual threats in the history of the game. He'll tuck it and run for the first time. A look at his outstanding athletic ability for the gain of 8. They'll try and run the no huddle, but the 2-minute warning hits first for the all-time Bills and Marv Levy. 2nd and 2. Bills with 2 timeouts left. Certainly a timely clock stoppage to close that last drive to give them an extra snap. Allen from the 28. He's going to heave it deep down the field for Andre Reed. Incomplete. Andre Reed and James Lofton, the 2 Hall of Fame receivers for this offense, joining Stephon Diggs, Stevie Johnson, Albert Dubenian, and Eric Moulds as the wideouts for all-time Buffalo. 3rd and 2, and Junior Seau's got him. Timeout Chargers. Junior Seau, one of the best linebackers in the history of the game. His 1,847 career tackles is 3rd most in NFL history. Only London Fletcher and Ray Lewis have more. Lincoln from the 35. Caught and dropped by Cookie Gilchrist at the 44. Tre'Davious White is back in for Buffalo with a chest contusion. Meanwhile, Henry Jones, the starting safety for this Buffalo franchise, is out for the game with a dislocated elbow. Short completion to Gates for the gain of 4.
Number 85 is there for the catch. Gain of 4.
The all-time Chargers run a no huddle here, but they'll bleed some clock as they hope to avoid the Bills getting the ball back. With 2 on the play clock, Fouts is back to pass. Pressure's coming as he flips it to his right for John Jefferson. First down, and the Chargers called timeout with 48 seconds remaining in the half. This high-powered offense is averaging 309 yards per game this season, 4th most in football. Fouts is taken down for a sack, and the Bills called timeout.
9-yard loss on the play.
The greatest pass rusher in NFL history's got him for his first sack of the day, and 9.5 now for the Hall of Famer this year. That was Bruce Smith. Fouts goes deep, and he's intercepted. In for Henry Jones, the new safety is Steve Freeman, and he has his first pick of the year.
Has his pass intercepted on the play.
That's terrible.
Steve Freeman, a 5th-round pick by the Patriots in 1975, had 7 interceptions a few years later and was one of the best cover safeties for the franchise for a decade in the NFL. Product out of Mississippi State.
Stops the clock.
Timeout called off the Freeman interception and the strong run again from OJ. We'll get the call again, and this time the Chargers were all over it. Khalil Mack with another inside stop for San Diego, LA.
On the play.
In the top 15 in tackles for loss in NFL history is the highly decorated Khalil Mack, who played for the Chargers beginning in 2022. And a fitting close of the half. They can't get a first down to close the period, and with 2 quarters complete, the all-time Chargers lead it in a rout, 21-0, LA San Diego. Second half coming up next. Well, the all-time Buffalo Bills went with Josh Allen in hopes that it would spark the offense. Instead, Buffalo has been even worse in the first half of Josh Allen's all-time roster debut. Paul Lowe from 3 yards deep begins the half with a good return out to the 18-yard line. Tony Green, Pro Bowler out of Maryland, who has the 2nd most picks in Bills history, as a phenomenal cover safety in the 70s for the Bills, makes the special team stop. Fouts comes out in the half with a check down to Jefferson for the gain of 2. 14 of 17 for 187 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception, a passer rating of 127.3. In today's game, Hall of Famer out of Oregon, Dan Fouts. He finds Lowe out of the backfield for the gain of 2. We've got a man down that is George Sames, who is shaken up for the Bills. 5-time Pro Bowler and was a Hall of Fame All-Decade Teamer the 1960s of the AFL, and is shaken up for the Bills. A gain of 5 on the ground, first down for LT. George Sames manned the middle of the Buffalo secondary when the Bills beat the Chargers in the AFL title game in 1964 and 1965. The call to LaDainian Tomlinson. 6th run of the day. Talley wraps him up with a 34. The Chargers have outgained the Bills 220-87 today and have outpossessed them by over a minute and a half. Tomlinson buried by spikes.
51 with the tackle. 3-yard loss on the play.
8 first downs for the Chargers, 3 for the Bills, and the Chargers are 2 for 3 on 3rd down as well. 3rd and 8. Fouts unloads the Joyner, and he will not come close. Green makes the stop at the 35.
Number 14 completes the pass. Gain of 4 on the play.
George Sames has returned from a slight shoulder strain. Will be back for the next Bills defensive drive. Bennett, the best punter in Charger history, drives it to Clements, who brings it back for 8 yards before Casey Hayward makes the stop for the Chargers. A first-team All-Pro in 2016 when he led the league with 7 interceptions. 5:01 to go in the 3rd. Allen of the Bills with first down. Straight ahead run to Thurman Thomas. He spins across the 30. Fabulous running to the 34-yard line.
The 34 gets the call. Gain of 6 on the play.
One of the best 1-2 tandems of running backs in the National Football League is O.J. Simpson and Thurman Thomas, both Hall of Famers and both MVP winners. Simpson squirts through a hole and has another 10, first down Buffalo. Simpson has been the best thing going for this Bills offense. On just under 7 yards a run, the Hall of Famer from nearby USC is in the middle of another great game. Simpson buried by Jamal Williams.
32 with the carry. 1-yard loss on the play.
One of the best run stuffers of his era. 3-time Pro Bowler out of Oklahoma State, Jamal Williams. 2-time first-team All-Pro. Simpson spins away from Williams, and he's got near another first down. Graham with the stop.
Gain of 10.
Allen has struggled, so the Bills have decided to go all run here, and Buffalo has tripled the offensive output for the Chargers running the football today. Thurman Thomas with another first down to the Charger 44.
Gain of 3.
Bills with a fabulous 1-2 punch at running back with Simpson and Thomas, but the third stringer is in. This is Joe Cribbs at the 44-yard line. He'll get the call. Cribbs shakes a tackle down the sideline, and Joe Cribbs is going to go all the way. Touchdown, Buffalo. Little known Joe Cribbs had a very short NFL career. He led the league in rushing yards per game in 1982, but was not the same after a contract dispute 2 years later. 3-time Pro Bowler out of Auburn with a big run for the Bills. He scores his 2nd touchdown of the year. 21-7, Joe Cribbs all the way on just his 4th run of the year. Chargers 21, Bills 7. And by the words of Chris Berman, there is no team in the NFL that circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. If there's any team that can come back down 21, it is this very tenacious franchise. The greatest playoff comeback in NFL history was delivered by the Bills in the 90s against the Oilers of Houston. Smerlis wraps up Tomlinson on a gain of 1.
On the carry. No gain.
Late in the 3rd quarter, Fouts, an outstanding start to the day. He's back at the 22, launches it down the field. And that is nearly picked off by a leaping Tony Green.
As his pass fall incomplete. third down.
Would have been the safety's first pick of the year. Allen, Joyner, and Jefferson in at receiver. The pass over the middle is complete to Joyner, first down. Down Lance Allworth, the Chargers have needed a boost from their other receivers. They've got plenty of them. Keenan Allen and the Hall of Famer from Grambling State in Charlie Joyner. Fouts with a pass rush, nearly intercepted by Green again. Not the easiest catch to make as he lunges in front of Joyner, but certainly one he is accustomed to making as one of the best safeties of the 70s in the NFL. Third string tight end Dave Kasorik, the motion man. Tomlinson, who's been a bell cow, this time buried by first round pick by way of Alabama in 2011, Marcel Darius.
No gain on the play.
This may be the final play of the third quarter. Fouts and the Chargers with third down. Blitz. Fouts guns it into traffic, and Steve Freeman has another interception. At the 40, Freeman on the return is down to the 31-yard line, and Freeman is down on the play, holding on to his midsection. Freeman buzzing over in front of Keenan Allen has his second pick of the ball game, and Dan Fouts, a gunslinger, was accustomed to the mistakes with a brutal one in his own end. Straight ahead run to Simpson to close the third, and he's down to the 25. The Bills in prime position to get back into the game. End of 3 from San Diego. Chargers 21, Bills 7. Fourth quarter coming up next. Well, the all-time Chargers have been infamously tagged, rightfully or not, as one of the big choke job artists in the NFL. They have so many regular season and playoff collapses over their history of the National Football League. A big reason why the Chargers boast the worst playoff win percentage of any NFL franchise, 37.5%. Allen tucks it. He's at the 20, and Josh Allen is down to the 13. First down, Buffalo.
The ball carrier, gain of 12 on the play.
Josh Allen's 65 career rushing touchdowns is second most by a quarterback in NFL history. His scrambling ability is second to none. Thurman Thomas on the gut run, down to the 4.
Number 34 on the run. 9-yard gain on the play.
The Bills have been running the ball down the throat of the Charger defense. Allen with just one pass attempt in the second half. Toss to Thurman Thomas, gets a block, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo Bills. Thurman Thomas, part of the reason why the Bills made it to 4 consecutive Super Bowls, was one of the best running backs of all time. He led the league in total yards 4 years in a row in the early 90s, including an MVP season of 1991 where he racked up over 2,000 yards from scrimmage, 24 yards and a touchdown in today's game for the Hall of Fame Thurman Thomas, and the all-time Chargers lead has been trimmed to 7. Cromartie from the 1. Buried by Spikes at the 22.
Number 31 on the return.
6:39 left in a game that has been told by 2 different halves. All-time Chargers jumped out to a 21-0 lead, just in front of the 2-minute warning the first half. All Buffalo ever since.
Number 21.
2 Steve Freeman interceptions
No gain.
and touchdown runs from second stringer Thurman Thomas and third stringer Joe Cribbs. Fouts lobs it right into harm's way, and Butch Bird nearly had the interception.
Number 13, the intended receiver.
The all-time leader at interceptions in Bills history. That was an easy one that Bird dropped. Would have been his first pick of the year. Straight ahead run, and Tomlinson is denied with 6 minutes to go. A complete collapse by the all-time Chargers. They can't seem to get anything going in the second half. Darren Bennett, who ranks second only to the all-time Niners Andy Lee in punt average, he drives this one down the field for the Chargers. Clements at the 36, spilled by Cromartie at the 42.
Return on the play. 5-yard gain on the play.
Josh Allen just 5 for 7 with 38 yards in today's game. They have not asked him to do very much at all for Buffalo. Simpson slashes to the 46 where Edwards makes the stop. Hall of Famer Jim Kelly helped guide the Bills to a 5-3 start to the season, but they have been in a free fall, losers of 4 in a row. And now Allen in his debut has been patient. He'll run the ball for the 3rd time today, and he's got another Buffalo first down, 30 yards rushing for the MVP out of Wyoming. Jim Kelly, Josh Allen, and Jack Kemp are the quarterbacks for the all-time Bills. Allen may just be the best of them all. Allen scrambles to the 36. The Chargers have had little answers for him running the football today.
Gain of 8 on the play.
3:44 left in the ball game. All-time Chargers clinging on to a 7-point lead. Check down to Albert Dubenian. Down the sideline goes Dubenian. At the 10, wrapped up at the goal line and is ruled just short. Albert Dubenian, his 27 yards per game receiving in 1964 is the most in NFL history since all the way back in 1958. A home run threat as good as any in the history of the game, and he nearly took it all the way for the home run there. Instead, as it looked clear that he was a little short, false start, that'll back him up. That really is a brutal penalty against the Bills to back them up to a goal to go at the 5. But nonetheless, Albert Dubenian puts them on the doorstep of a touchdown to tie the game at 21. Thurman Thomas out of the pistol, in for the touchdown. And the Bills circle the wagons and come all the way back in San Diego. It's 2 touchdown runs from Thurman Thomas today. And that kick from Lindell is good. 21 unanswered. Thurman Thomas, 2 touchdowns today and now 6 on the season for Buffalo. We've got a brand new game, and this crowd is shell-shocked in San Diego with a complete second half collapse by way of the Chargers. Darryl Talley hammers Antonio Cromartie, and he is shaken up for the Chargers. We'll get a status update on him in a matter of moments. But from the sideline, we have word that Steve Freeman has broke his ribs. 2 big interceptions today, but he is now out of the game for an already hampered Bills secondary. Nate Clements has been a mainstay at that cornerback position.
1 yard loss on the play.
Pro Bowler from Ohio State, played with the Bills to begin his career beginning in 2001. Ron Mitz with a false start penalty. The lone Hall of Famer up front for the Chargers, Ron Mitz, joins Doug Wilkerson, Russ Washington, Chris Dielman, and Walt Sweeney as the offensive 5 for the Chargers line. Fouts at the 16. Lobs the ball down the field, a jump ball to Gates, and he's got it. Down the sideline to the 30-yard line, wrapped up with a 29. 259 yards and 2 touchdowns from Fouts, who has thoroughly outplayed Allen statistically, with the exception of the 2 interceptions to Freeman, which helped spark the Buffalo comeback. Another big passing day from Fouts, and Gates goes over 100 yards again for San Diego. First and 10 at the 29-yard line. Fouts with the 4-man rush finds Joyner over the middle, and he's wrapped up at the 20. This receiving core for the all-time Chargers, as good as any franchise in the National Football League. Charlie Joyner, Lance Allworth, Keenan Allen, Gary Garrison, Wes Chandler now thrust in at receiver. LaDainian Tomlinson, a good pass catcher, and he's down to the 5, joining Vincent Jackson, Antonio Gates, Kellen Winslow, and Dave Kosorek as the receivers and tight ends for the franchise. After the Tomlinson catch and run, it's first and goal. Handoff to LT at the 5, and he is buried at the 6 by Green. LaDainian Tomlinson A nose for the end zone, set the NFL record with 28 rushing touchdowns in 2006. He'll get the call from the 6. Touchdown, San Diego. LT, 6th rushing touchdown of the season, and the Chargers waste no time to reclaim the 4th quarter lead. Chargers 28, Bills 21. Buffalo exhausted a few timeouts in an effort to give Allen plenty of time. 35 yards and a score from LT. So now the Bills have a chance to tie the ball game again. The kickoff to Molds at the goal line. He's been quiet today and brings it back with a flag down on Khalil Mack for a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Chargers have been ravaged by penalties this year, and another critical flag against Khalil Mack gives the Bills great field position, just 57 yards away from the end zone for Josh Allen. Allen back to pass, unloads to Andre Reed for the gain of 5. Hall of Famer Andre Reed, 18th on the all-time career receiving list with over 13,000 yards. Simpson lost the yards that Reed gained. 3rd and 10, Buffalo. Disastrous catch from Simpson. He would have been better off dropping it. Allen will tuck it and run, and he makes amends with a gain of 12. First down, Buffalo.
Number 17 with the carry on the play. Gain of 11.
First down. Allen's looking for it all. Throws a jump ball to Reed in the end zone. Tipped away by Gilbert. Incomplete. His 42 career interceptions are the most by a Charger in franchise history, playing from San Diego from 1983 to 1992. Josh Allen will try his legs again. Lost the ball on a big hit from Bosa, but it's recovered by Buffalo. A very fortuitous bounce by the Bills. 3rd down, 6 to go. The Bills have struggled throughout the day on 3rd down, and Allen is sacked again. 4th down after the big sack from Fred Dean, the Hall of Famer, reigning Defensive Player of the Week. The Bills are 2 for 9 on 4th down this season. This to keep the game alive for Buffalo. Allen taking his time. He's back from the 45. Shoots the ball down the field, incomplete to Diggs, and that will be it. The all-time Bills, with a frantic 4th quarter comeback, scored 21 unanswered to tie the ball game before LT runs it in for the late lead in what would be the clinching touchdown for San Diego, LA. Chargers match the Patriots at 7-6 for the final wild card spot in the AFC. The Bills loses of 5 in a row. Fall to 5-8. Chargers will play host to the Ravens in their home finale next week. Bills battle the Dolphins out of the AFC East next Sunday. Chargers win it by a touchdown. This is the all-time rosters franchise, Charge 295.